Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. I think it's a real privilege to be hosting this event, and I think in a community that kind of reveres people who can renovate a room really quickly or can cook a really amazing meal, it's really beautiful to actually acknowledge the people that spend all of their life and have dedicated their life to helping in the health of the community. So I just really want to acknowledge every one of you here, because it's a really special group of people, and I feel really humbled that you've come and taken some time out to on this wintry night. Thank God it's not stormy, because it would have just been all of us, I'm sure. I also want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Bunurong people who we are standing here tonight, and we've got a beautiful Lionel launch out the front to do a smoking ceremony for us, and it's a real honour to have him here representing the culture that flows through us because of the land we stand on. And the other person I'd like to acknowledge tonight for being here is also in some ways my teacher and my mentor, and she's held the spirit of this practice for the last decade, and that is my beautiful friend and colleague Caroline Hales. So thanks for being here too. So welcome to Whole Medicine. Whole Medicine was formerly called Peninsula Holistic General Practice, and it's been in operation for nearly 10 years. And it's the only integrative general practice on the Mornington Peninsula. And the word integrative actually comes from the Greek word integer, and it means whole. So whole medicine is integrative medicine, and it means that we practice from our heart space, and we know that what we do has great ramifications near and far and great consequences. And we look at the whole spectrum of a person's life, from their emotional health, their mental health, their nutritional health, their physical, their spiritual, and their environmental health. And so we like to spend a lot more time with our patients. We like to get to know them, and we like to lean into their lives as much as they want us to help them to really grow and allow their health conditions to be a message and a teacher for them. One of the reasons why I called everyone here tonight was not only just to celebrate that, but also to let you know that I guess in some ways I feel like I've achieved something that I wanted to achieve for a long time, which was actually greater accessibility and greater availability for integrative medicine on the peninsula. So for a long time, a lot of people have said, you know, we can't get into you, it's impossible to get an appointment, and in lots of ways I know some of our allied practitioners have actually stopped referring to us because they can't get in. And I'm really pleased and honoured that you can come and meet the doctors that have started and joined the practice, and I really think that we have collected one of the most inspirational teams that I've had in the past 10 years. So what I'm going to get you to do with all the doctors that are new here, just to stick up your hand and give us a wave. And so Dr. Pravina, she came from South Australia. She's been an integrative medicine doctor for many, many years, and she's an absolute delight, you know, to work with. She's just warm and compassionate, and we really share not only just the nutritional aspects of medicine, but also the mind-body connection, and it's a really beautiful synergy. And then there's one of the little Dalika, who is little in stature, but absolutely massive in personality. I think Dalika is one of the people that you can't help but smile when you're around her. She is cheery and delightful, and she has holism to her core. So when she sits with a patient, she just really truly understands that interconnection and that wholeness. Then there's Dr. Adnan, who is holding the male banner for us in the medical way. Adnan, I've got a gorgeous email from him when I was on camping up in Queensland, and the passion from that email was just so powerful. So when I rang him when I got home, he flew down in a couple of days, and we shared a couple of days together, and he joined the clinic about 6 weeks ago, and he's really interested in nutrition, and he's naturally such a charming and inviting person, and just really lovely to have you on the team. And then there's Dr. Caitlin. And Caitlin and I met last year at a conference, and it really has just been a breeze working, together. It's like, what do you do? Oh, I run a medical practice in Rosebud, do you want a job? Oh, sure, yeah, that'd be great. And then literally like, hi Michelle, I'm not sure whether you remember me, but we met at a conference, and I was like, yeah, I remember you. And then, so anyway, Caitlin's here, and she's just a breeze to teach, and I lent her a book 2 days ago, and she's already given it back, so she's literally on fire. So yeah. And then we have our special, sort of unknown guest is Dr. Angela Tallerito. Will be joining the team later in the year. Many of you probably know Anne. She's been a doctor on the peninsula for 8-10 years, something like that. Anyway, I've been meeting Anne for espressos and turmeric lattes for the last 8 years. Hi, me again. Want to have me for a coffee? And finally, we were about to start her, and she said, "Michelle, I'm pregnant." I was like, "What?" So that's in the past, and she's had her baby, and she's on track to join us later this year. So the other new recruit, who's also just a day old, where's Heather? Oh, Heather! Heather is our new nurse. And again, she just came in like a rainbow, rang up and said, I'm really interested in thinking about coming to work at this practice, and so we hit it off immediately. And anyway, she came in yesterday. She's already rearranged the place, so she's willing to really at home. I love it. Yeah, in a great way, like as in an amazing way. I wanted to introduce you to our 3 new allied health practitioners. So Ryan's our new psychologist. Ryan is one of the most passionate psychologists I have ever met. So Ryan Ryan's a frustrated kind of naturopath because he absolutely loves nutrition and the gut-brain connection, and I've never seen a psychologist that's more interested in holism and nutrition and the way it all interacts, and so it's so fun working with Ryan because he comes out with these ideas, and I'm like, great idea, and all of that sort of stuff. So welcome to the team, Ryan. It's just awesome. Caitlin Anderson, oh, there you are. So Caitlin joined us just recently too. She's a dietitian, but a dietitian with a real special interest in chemical diets and just thinking outside the square. I think dietitians and nutritionists have been at loggerheads, I think, massively over the past 10 years. It's been a really difficult space for dietitians to work in, I think. And Caitlin just, has got a really good craft at speaking to her patients and holding that presence, and it's great. And then, and our other new surprise package is Diva. So Diva and I have known each other for many, many years, and her laughter is unbelievably infectious. And so she's going to have to compete with Dalika, and it's just so. Diva went off and she did some family therapy and did some trauma counselling work, and so she's so passionate about it and came to me a couple of months ago and said, could I join the clinic, and do you think that I've got room to grow here? And I said absolutely, because we do hold people that are emotionally sensitive here, very much so, and so we really look forward to you coming on board as well.
To start as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me tonight. And then I also want to make sure that the people that hold the glue together in this team are the little shy ones over here in the back corner. Jane. Yeah. So Jane and I have worked together for nearly a decade now, and it's incredible to work with somebody so closely. We met, very briefly, and she came on board, and she has just been really the glue of this place. And I think it's one of the favourite things of all of the doctors and practitioners is that we've got such fantastic staff. And the beautiful thing, particularly just to shout out with Jane, is just her compassion and her caring nature. So she's truly part of the healing team. And then there's Chris, who's been with me for 2 years, and she's like, these two are like, Exactly. They are literally left and right hand gloves, and they work almost sort of, well, they work in synergy, and they really are an incredible team together. And thanks, girls, for putting on this night, so we can thank them all for this night, because, you know, I just wrote my speech and that's all I did. And but yeah, I mean, it's just a privilege and to work with you. And we do also have another lovely admin who couldn't be here tonight, Lynn. Lynn's not here? No. So she's just joined us too. So thank you all for coming. We're going to go outside and spend some time with Lionel, who's going to do a smoking ceremony for you. But I'm really privileged and really humbled by you all being here tonight. And thank you all for supporting whole medicine for the last decade. And and yeah, we probably should do this more often. So thanks.
It'll follow you.
Yeah, it's nice smoking that.
Lovely smell.